Usually the information that I put in my videos, I try to put it in a way that it can be used by everyone. But today, I want to specifically speak with the men and specifically pinpoint a man being on mission or purpose. As a man, your mission and purpose must be priority. See, when a man, no matter what they tell you or a man you come across, it's a certain emptiness that's inside of them if they don't have a certain mission or purpose that they're working towards. It comes in a point in the man's life where he may get a family, have kids, the whole nine. But even in them days, his mission and purpose must be priority. See, a man must know the order of things and know the order of things in his heart. You might be thinking, how can a man mission and purpose come before, his family, his offspring once he begin having kids or take on a family? But even then, his mission and purpose must be priority. See, a man's mission and purpose is ordained and orchestrated on him from source energy, from a higher power, from the Most High, from God. His mission and purpose will never take him from his family. It will only benefit them as they see him tap into his mission and purpose. It will only uplift his family in a way because it's governed and given by the source energy. A man must know who he is and where he is going. See, a man must know the hierarchy of his life, how he structured what's important from greatest to least. Meaning, source energy at the top, God, his relationship with God, the Most High. Second, his mission and purpose, himself underneath that, and his spouse, kids, and everything else fall underneath that. See, as men, we are taught the question, is our mission and purpose the most important thing? Absolutely, after our connection with God or our relationship with the Most High. You see, when you got things lined up right in your heart, God approves of your mission and purpose. As men, we have to constantly be in pursuit of something. It's how we're wired, how we're geared. If you see a man that's moving with a certain aloofness or just being idle, I can guarantee you he's either already depressed or he's on his way to becoming depressed. Because there's nothing to look forward to. It's nothing to overcome. As men, it's in our raw instinct to achieve and overcome and embrace, the grind. Despite what the world tell you, how, civilization has changed with the evolvement of technology, it come back to one thing. Man must be on mission. And today I will be giving you 4 principles to help you embark on your mission and what you will need to do to sustain the fight while on your mission. The first principle is respect your mission. You gotta respect and value your mission. You gotta respect the entire journey of the mission, the ups and downs, the good and bad things, the highest heights, the lowest lows. You have to respect it all, everything that come with it. And you have to respect your mission in the way that you're not just mentioning your mission or your purpose to anyone. You don't tell just anyone your plans. You protect that thing. You keep it more so to yourself. You may ask people about it, see where you can get helped in certain areas. But for the more so, you on your own mission and purpose. It's ordained just for you. You gotta, bring it to the table. You may mention your next plan, mention your next move, but you gotta get to work. You can't wait for anyone to rely on you. You gotta protect that mission. See, when you respect your mission, you protect it. You protect it from the naysayers. You protect it from the people who might put negative input onto it. You protect it from negative energies because your mission is your mission. You don't have to speak to nobody about it. Some people don't ever have the ability to see the way you see it. They're not looking at the world with the same set of lenses as you. And you know that. You gotta respect this thing. When you really respect something, you can't just give up because it start getting hard. Because look here, somebody's always watching. You might not think somebody watching you, but somebody always watching and seeing how you going through your struggle or breakdowns along your journey or mission. And if you give up and tap out and quit, that's gonna give them all the more reason to tap out and quit. That go from if you have kids, that go from your kids, that go from your family members. People watching you. I don't care who you think you are, somebody's watching. And if you give up doing your mission during the challenging times, that might give them reason to do the same. But if you push through and break through and get to the top of the mountain, you're gonna give them all the more reason to keep fighting to it because they're gonna see it on you. They're gonna see that, hey, I seen it happen before, so I know I can get through it. It might not even be the same exact mission or purpose or, same field, but they're gonna know, hey, bruh got through it. Bruh, man, hey, look, I can do the same. See, you begin to show qualities of a finisher, someone who's willing to finish the process. Being a finisher means to be a winner. You gotta respect this thing to the point, man, you put too much into it to tap out now. You put too much into it, not get your benefit. Like, you put all this work in, you closer to where you got to get to than when you came from, so you might as well keep going. You got to keep going. Listen, when you a man and you on mission and purpose, the world attack you differently than when you not. Trust me, if you someone just sitting at home and not really trying to do nothing, the world ain't gonna attack you. It's gonna give you everything you need. It's gonna give you all the dopamine things you want. You can look whatever you want, look on the internet. You can do whatever you want to do when you're not really attacking your mission and purpose. But when you attacking your mission and purpose, you really gotta go get it. You gotta keep pushing through. So you gotta make sure you respect this thing enough to say, man, I ain't giving it up. Taking the principle number 2, you got to adapt while you're on your mission. So you're not gonna get to it in a straight line. We're gonna have to, take some zags and zigs. We're gonna have to go up some mountains, go down some hills, go under some tunnels. So it's nothing's gonna be done in a straight line. So we gotta prepare our minds to be willing to adapt. You gotta have the quality of adaptability as a man. And the quality of adapting for everybody's gonna look different. Some people may gotta adapt in certain situations that another person might not have to, and vice versa. See, as a man, it's good to push through and always fight, but man, sometimes we gotta sit back and strategize and adapt to the situation at hand. So you gotta understand your position and play your hand. You can never see a situation as hopeless. If you got breath in your body, you can still make a move. Moving to principle number 3, you gotta recycle your pain. Look, man, I'm telling you straight up, it's gonna be days when you don't feel like doing it. It's gonna be days when it go very well, but then it's gonna be them days when you really feel like quitting. When them days, you gotta recycle your pain. It's gonna be certain days, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. So you gotta look back and revisit the moments when you first began and set out on your mission. I remember them times when you were sacrificing with blood, sweat, tears, or even more, and whatever you put into it. You could have put finances into it, your energy, your time, whatever you put into it. You gotta think about, the sweat equity you put in, the things that caused you great troubles that you overcame, the things you already got through, that last time you thought you was wanted to quit and you didn't, and you kept pushing through, the pain you felt, the mental barriers you thought you had in yourself, the mental things you was fighting when nobody else knew, the mental things when you had to get yourself out of that dark place, man. You gotta remember them days. You gotta recycle the pain. You gotta remember when you was feeling like, hey, I'm about to tap out, but I gotta keep going. So you can't put them days away and act like you ain't get through what you got through, because you know you're strong enough. When you recycle that pain, you understand it, man. I went through that, I went through this. Hey, I can do this too. I can push through. I can get through whatever it is I'm facing right now. I can look it in the eye, or I can step back, strategize, play my hand right. But you gotta remember who you are. Remember when you was hungry for your mission? Remember when you had all the doubters and you overcame it? Remember when you was the only one who believed in you? Them long nights, early mornings, money invested, time invested, and you exhausted, you still putting in the work that you need to put in? Man, your present difficulty cannot stop you. Bring back that old you, recycle that pain. Remember the things you got through, man. We moving forward. Moving on to principle number 4. We must develop the farmer's mindset. See, farmers are patient, disciplined, committed, and resilient. They must have these qualities to successfully nurture their land and animals. See, the farmer understands that everything comes in seasons. They know that they have a planting season, then they have a harvest season, and they understand the dynamics of the weather and the seasonal changes. So during their planting season, they must ensure that the appropriate soil is laid down to be fertilized to produce the best crops during the harvest season. Certain seeds are planted during certain times of the year to ensure that they reach their maturity during certain harvest periods. See, one thing about the farmer, even if they do all the necessary things like they should do, they still might hit a drought. It might not rain enough. They might not get enough sunlight. The weather might not go in the direction they thought it was going to go during this time of year for that specific seed to grow. Or maybe it's the flood, maybe it's a natural disaster, and the farmer has to start the entire process over, hoping that the planting season this time ensures their harvest. To start all over from scratch, farmers display them qualities of being patient, disciplined, committed, and resilient. And we have to take on this mindset. We have to have the ability to be patient, be disciplined, be committed, be resilient in the face of adversity and when we get setbacks in life. We got to have the mindset of a farmer. We got to have the mindset of someone who's willing to do it all over again, despite us not receiving our harvest. See, you might have done everything right. You might have crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's, and you still didn't get your harvest. You still didn't get your reward right now. You got to start all over sometimes. But we do know the sun will shine. The sun will come back out. The sun always come back out again, no matter how bad the weather get, how dark the clouds get, how much of a drought might happen. We might not get the rain we need. You're going to get everything that's necessary for you during your time. You just got to trust the process and understand everything's happening for a reason. The farmer knows the harvest day will come eventually. And we know our win will come one day as well. If you made it to the end of this video, I greatly appreciate you. My name is Daquan Skills. I'm an author and a speaker. I currently have 2 books out, Keys to the Game and The Gold Standard Mill. They're in the description box below. And for us men who are willing to be on mission and to respect our mission and to have the ability to adapt while on it, who's willing to recycle their pain, while adopting the mindset of the farmer. To those men, I say, greatness awaits. In life, there is a season and time for everything. Each season of our lives requires us to do different things. As we set long term goals, we must understand that the battle is not won when we conquer the goals. The rewards of our harvest are accomplished well before the season. We set ourselves up for the win. During the times of planning and preparation, we must gather the best quality soil, metaphorically speaking. The soil is the knowledge and willpower needed for the success of our long term goals. The more knowledge and willpower we have, the better chances that we will accomplish our goals. Understanding our desires gives us the ability to properly do what is needed to obtain them. Willpower ensures that our actions will move toward our long term goals rather than the short term rewards. While going through the seasons and waiting on our so called harvest day, it's important to be patient, disciplined, committed, and resilient like the farmer. Without these aforementioned qualities, men are likely to abort the mission before making it to the long term goal. Even with the best preparation and planning, it's possible for an unexpected situation to occur and wipe out every strategy. But like the farmer, we must be willing to start the entire process over again, knowing that one day we will receive a season to harvest our rewards. Passage from the Gold Standard Mail. Link in description box. I'm out.